Not loud enough. It's not loud. It's not, at least hold on, let me pause it right quick. Hey, those of you that's on okay, yeah, it is loud enough. It's just the music ain't loud enough. All right, everybody on social media right now, Facebook and YouTube, you might have to turn that thing down too. Us giving that feedback. Make sure if y'all can hear me, if you get the sound of my voice, type of one in the chat. That's for Facebook and YouTube. Look like it's trying to start and break up and stuff. Type of one in the chat if you can hear what I'm saying right now. If you can hear me clear. I'm not getting no ones, but I know I can hear on my phone though. I'm not getting no ones though. Okay, there we go. We got a one on we got the one on the Houston page. Let me check the other platforms real quick. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna put the music back on. I just want to make sure we coming in loud and clear. Um, let me see. On my computer, we supposed to be live on the practical not I'm not seeing my video up. Yeah, I'm not seeing the video up on that one. I'm good over here on this computer, but on that one I'm not. So you might have to end the feed over here. Yeah, and then try to reboot it back up or something. All right, y'all bear with us, man. I'm finna put this music back on. Start it over. All right, well, don't worry about that. And you say this speaker like that sound right there, they should be able to hear this. See, you see how it's low right there? Like when I talk on the mic, you see it's jumping, but right now you don't see that. So I don't know. I think it's supposed to be in mic out. Turn it down. I think it's supposed to be in that other one. That's what officer. Yeah, it's supposed to be another chord. It's supposed to be a black chord. It's too wild. I think, long as they probably can't hear me talk, hear the music, huh? Yes. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're finna go ahead and start it. Most High Christ, y'all Most High Christ. Man, we got this. We got to get this sound right, man. We got to get this stuff hooked. Difficulties. The white man is the devil that the Bible speak of. You understand? Shalom is the Israelite School and Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West and 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. Um, and this is the I.S.U.P.K Houston Wednesday law class. You probably have to turn it down just a little bit. I'm getting feedback somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from. It sounds like it may be either coming from the speaker or, but yeah, I hear some type of feedback. Could be in the speaker. It ain't up that loud. All right, I think yeah, I'm just getting some feedback. It's Tawab though. All right, so yeah, this is the I.S.U.P.K Houston Wednesday law class, and what I want to go over today, man. As y'all know how I do, I don't make sure y'all hear me correctly. Mic check. You hear me? Everybody, press a one again. Make sure y'all can hear me. Or do I have to bring the microphone closer? Let me see. Let me check the sound. Y'all gotta bear with me. We going through it right now. All right, so I can hear the music too. All right, hold on, no sweat. All right, yeah, I think we toward. All right, so what I want to go over today, man, is it's been a little minute since I touched on multiple wives, sex, marriage, all of these different things. And as y'all know, we constantly get new people in the school and new students and new sisters and stuff joining us. So everybody know one of the I want to say that's the number one thing. I could be wrong, but the number one thing from my experience of women having problems in this truth is the multiple wives aspect. I mean, it's multiple wives, and then also, what I'm saying, women dealing with understanding how to separate emotions from the scriptures. Like those are two major key components for women that's new to the truth or coming into the truth, or even women that's been around for a little while. You know what I'm saying? They still struggle with those type of demons. And what y'all got to understand that all of this is a spiritual warfare, right? And the men in the truth, the men of the Lord, you understand what I'm saying? The men of the Lord are the warriors. You understand? We are out fight. We are, being trained and stuff spiritually to fight the warfare on the battlefield. Well, guess what? As a sister, you're gonna have to fight a war too. You know what I'm saying? Like your war is not gonna be on the battlefield though, like the brothers. When we go out to camp every week, when we teach in our classes, when we coming up against different dynamics at camp or whatever, or different demons that we face with, we are equipped to battle that. You understand what I'm saying? So guess what? What y'all gotta understand is y'all fighting a war too, though. But y'all war is usually at home. You understand what I'm saying? Usually when you at home, you seen my husband in so long. You know what I'm saying? I miss him. Um, I don't like being lonely. I don't like this. I don't like that. Like those are the type of demons that women fight. You understand what I'm saying? Like it ain't the type of that's the warfare that you're gonna have to fight against. Satan is gonna, you know, use you as a tool to try to get to your husband. You understand? We all understand that being in the truth. All right. So with that being said, I like to bring out, refresher courses or whatever. This may not be necessarily a subject that women really like to listen to. Um, but it's no different when I talk about the brothers, how they need to be. But women need to understand that, multiple wives, sex is first of all, sex is marriage. We need to understand that. Because if we understand that sex is marriage, guess what? Men, as soon as I sleep with this woman, this become my wife. So now a brother gonna start thinking, okay, should I sleep with her? You know what I'm saying? A brother gonna put his desires to the side. You know what I'm saying? And start being more mindful. Okay, I'm not finna just go sleep with this woman because as soon as I sleep with her, this is my wife and woo woo woo. So in reality, you understand what I'm saying? We need to understand sex is marriage. We need to understand that you know, a man can, like, anything that's in the scriptures that's lawful to do, if it's not unlawful to do, a man can do it. That's one thing you have to understand out there, sisters. You have to understand that and understanding how to separate your emotions from the scripture. So first I want to get Romans chapter 15 verse 4, and then we're going to go with that to see let's see what the scriptures say about let's see what the scriptures say about why this learning this Bible is important, even the things that was written of old. You understand? Things that was written in the Old Testament stuff, because a lot of Christians nowadays wonder why we want to why we so heavy into the Old Testament and stuff like that, because they believe Christ died and the old covenant is over. You don't have to follow the Old Testament, and you under grace and all of these things. I ran into a Christian pastor. I want to say that was last night. Pull up to the house, and I'm finna go upstairs, and I see him coming, and I purposely slowed down from going upstairs because I knew they was coming, so I wanted to catch them outside. You understand what I'm saying? I wish I could have, I could have had it documented, but it was a complete slaughter, and it was a basic scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? It was basic officer test, scriptures, and it was so easy. That just lets you know how the Christianity does not have the truth, and the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was easy work of a Christian pastor. He want to go on to say God loves everybody. Of course, he goes to John 3:16, and of course, learning under these mighty men above me, I was able to crush John 3:16. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a wrap from there. You understand? He fled. I told him pay his tithes to Commander General YAHANNA. He started running. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, the Christianity has put a spell on our women, if per se. You understand what I'm saying? They'll say that the things that happen in the Old Testament we don't supposed to follow no more because we under grace because Christ died for us. Well, let's see what the Bible say. This is in the New Testament, by the way. Go ahead.
Kind one kind. This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Say that again.
Kind one kind. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So the things that was written before, the things that are the Old Testament, the ways of old, the ancient ways, how our forefathers did things. Read it again.
Kind one kind. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
They written for our learning, man. You understand? These things are not documented in these scriptures for nothing. You understand? Our ancestors went through what they went through, did what they did, and it's documented in this Bible, and it's for our learning. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we can't just, how are we gonna be able to know how to move? How are we gonna know how to do what we supposed to do if we don't follow what our forefathers laid out for us? You understand? Everybody, like, Christianity try to write off, oh, the Old Testament. You understand? Don't follow that. You ain't got to do that. But guess what? They collect that tithe money though. They look. They don't. You don't see them sacrificing now animal, but they show collecting tithe money. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a problem in with our people. The Christianity has put a spell on our people. Period. Christianity is the worst thing that could have happened to black people. You understand what I'm saying? Because guess what? Crack ain't even got like even a crackhead know that they got a problem. A Christian don't know they got a problem. A Christian don't understand that they're under a spell. You understand what I'm saying? A Christian don't understand is anything wrong. So that's why Christianity is worse than crack. Crack ain't the worst thing that happened to black people. Christianity is. A crackhead, no. Like, you tell a crackhead, look, man, you destroyed out here. They don't care. Ah, man, I know it. I just need one more hit. You know what I mean? That's how I crack, and I know that's how they are. They know they messed up. Go ahead. Give them. Say that again.
God got me.
Good night, man. So you got a Christian crackhead. That's the worst of all. They say God got him. That's how a crackhead do. But guess what? A Christian, you tell a Christian, look, man, this church is destroying you, man. They like, what you talking? Not my Jesus. You talking about not my Jesus, but you go in your church, your Jesus is white. You got a white Jesus hanging up in your church, but you talking about not my Jesus. You understand? Keep reading.
Con of the one con. That we,
Like we find this is where we get our learning these scriptures, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Apocrypha, all of these things. This is where we get our hope, man. You understand what I'm saying? And so if you could, somebody give me one of them paper towels, Baba Kashaw. This is where we get our hope, man. You understand what I'm saying? So don't let no Christian pastor tell you that you're not supposed to be you're not supposed to follow the Old Testament, because guess what? We just read it in the New Testament where it says these scriptures were written for our understanding. You understand? The things of the old were written for our understanding. All right. So give me Exodus chapter 22 verse 16. Since we got that out the way, understanding that these scriptures were written for our learning, well, let's see what Exodus 22 and 16 say about what marriage is. Because Christianity will have you believe marriage is sitting down, getting a wedding ring, you understand what I'm saying, getting a certificate saying you married, and that's it. But let's see what the Bible say.
con of the one con. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16.
Mm-hmm,
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed
mm-hmm.
and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He said, what now?
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
So now, what's the most important thing about this scripture to let you know that this is marriage? I mean, this sex is marriage.
They said it, and lie with her.
Say that again.
And lie with her.
And lie with her. You understand what I'm saying? That lets you know that they come together. That's another word for having, you know what I'm saying, having sexual relations, right? So read it one more time.
Con of the one con, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
Not betrothed, meaning she's not been with nobody else. You understand what I'm saying? This woman has not had no other man. She's not betrothed. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
con of the one con, and lie with her,
Uh-huh.
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
To do what?
To be his wife.
You understand? Like if you lie, if you have sex with a woman, you have endowed her to be your wife. That is your woman now. That's what the scriptures say. You understand what I'm saying? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 18. I mean, Salakia, 22 and 28. Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 28. You lie with a woman, look, that's your woman. That's what the Bible say. So guess what? Black men, you need to be careful of who you decide to want to lay with. You need to make sure that this is the woman you want to be with, because you know that whatever this woman come with, you're gonna have to deal with that. Go ahead, read it.
Con of the one con. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
So if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, meaning what does virgin mean?
A woman of marriageable age.
A woman of marriage. Now, in this case, this means a woman that has not been with any man. But virgin means a woman of marriageable age. You understand? It could or could not be a woman that has had, sex before. Like, Christianity had you believing that virgin means she's never been touched. That's the only definition of virgin. That's not the case. Virgin just
Con of the one con, which is not betrothed,
Mhm.
and lay hold on her,
And do what?
and lay hold on her,
Uh-huh.
and lie with her,
Uh-huh.
and they be found.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
Okay, so now why he got to give the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver? Hey, shalom, sir. Why you got to give the damsel's father 50 shekels?
Because well, he defiled it. Well, it's like he didn't defile it, but I guess his daughter was his property.
That's exactly correct. So in the days of old, remember we read in Romans where it says, what was written aforetime is for our learning, right? So guess what? In the days of old, and this is what we need to get back to, is where a father has a daughter, she'll make the choice whether or not she want to go out and just sleep with a man. That's not her choice. It's her father's choice. You understand? It's supposed to go back to her father finding the right man for her. Prearranged marriages is our culture. Why? And why is it important and why is it pivotal? A young woman is not necessarily always in the best capacity to make the best decision for her life. Knowing that sex is marriage, she could just go out there sleep with a dude and then this a dude for the rest of her life and she hate the dude. Or they young and you know what I mean, young, dumb. You know, y'all know the slogan. You understand what I'm saying? A man, that's why the man's father, I mean the woman's father, the daughter's father should give this daughter away because he's gonna know best. He understands. Okay, I see this young man. You know, he's being raised respectfully. You know, he seems like he'll be a good fit for my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Now, of course, they'll have a courting period where they court each other and see if it actually work out. And if it don't work out, well, guess what? The father finds somebody else. Okay, well that didn't work out. Well, this young man, he's also a respectable young man. Maybe his personality meshes with my daughter's person. But that's how it works. It ain't like prearranged marriages ain't necessarily like how like if I could I know like some other nationalities do things a different way like I know Arabs they give you away and that's who you're gonna be with. It don't even matter, you know what I mean? It's not even a courting period. It's like they got somebody that they gonna give you to and that's who it is, and it is what it is. And they be raping, you know what I'm saying? They give a 8-year-old you know what I mean, they'll give an 8-year-old to a 50-year-old man. You understand what I'm saying? That's not our culture. That's a like that is uh, predatory behavior. You understand what I'm saying? That's not our culture. What we do in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, Commander General Yohanna, you understand? You come to the camp leader. The camp leader say, okay, this sister's, she's either off limits or she's available. You understand what I'm saying? If she's available, it goes up to Commander General Yohanna, and at that time, he's the acting father. You know what I'm saying? You come into the I.S.U.P.K, he's like the acting father, so he's gonna, it depends on what the situation is. If he's gonna prove it, you pay a dowry. You understand, whatever that may be, and it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Like I have daughters too, and trust and believe there will be a dowry. You understand what I'm saying? And everything, the process is gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna do it according to culture. That's what we have to do. Getting back to our roots, getting back to our culture, learning how to do things how the Lord wants us to do things. That's the whole point of us being existing on this earth. That's how I feel like they should go, not how y'all should feel like it should go. It should be how the Most High want it to go. Period. And that's with everything. All right. Keep it's a more on that.
Connor Wakan. And she shall be his wife, because he had humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Say that again.
Connor Wakan. And she shall be his wife, because he had humbled her.
Okay, so it say, and she shall be his wife because he had humbled her. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he did. He laid with that woman and he humbled her. He made her feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and to for lack of better terms, nowadays that's what they say. Oh, I feel some type of way about you. He humbled her. Now she feeling him. Now she so that's why he had to give the dowry to the father. It was supposed to be prearranged where, he come to the father, say, I want your daughter, and the daughter say, and the father say, okay, cool, y'all court, and that's how it happened. Then when they, come together, then he give the dowry. But they just kind of it just happened. You know what I'm saying? He seen her in the field, he spit game to her, she was feeling him. One thing led to another. You know what I'm saying? It happened. Get back to the father. The father, like, okay, I need that. You understand what I'm saying? You done took it. I need it. Go ahead.
So with that being said, since sex is marriage, so is a wedding reception or a wedding ceremony lawful or unlawful?
Okay, so as far as a wedding ceremony is lawful and it's our culture. It's our culture because the thing is, what we got to understand is marriage is not, and give me, if you could, give me the precept for me. Marriage in our culture is sex, but that doesn't mean the celebration doesn't, take place afterwards. Doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Because after you, have sex, and that, like, it's supposed to be arranged. Everything's supposed to be arranged where, you be in be what's the word? It's not, I don't want to say engaged. Um Espoused would be a good word for it. When you espouse to a woman, you understand, y'all have y'all courting period, then it comes a time where you get married. Now, I mean, it doesn't have to be a wedding ceremony. Like, when I mean by it's our culture, meaning it has happened before in the scriptures. It's not necessarily you have to have a wedding ceremony, because nowadays, it's brothers and sisters, getting married all the time. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't take away from the marriage. The ceremony is just like a party. You understand? A celebration that these two came together. And even nowadays, like in the I.S.U.P.K, two a couple get married, or, what I'm saying, Commander General YAHANNA passed down the message to, General Muhammad, and everybody, the whole Israel here, that these two have become, come together. Well, guess what? We celebrate. You know what I'm saying? If you in that city, y'all gonna, you gonna have drinks with your brother. Y'all gonna, you gonna celebrate that because it's a glorious thing. Why is it a glorious thing? Not okay. If we know sex is marriage, what is one of the glorious things about sex being marriage and wanting to celebrate that? What happens during sex? Not details of the sexual encounter or nothing, but you know what I mean. Like, what is the like? I don't want to give it to y'all. Together and, but getting married. Go ahead. Go ahead. They become one, and then usually what happens? What comes after that? Go ahead.
Child.
A child. You understand what I'm saying? You raising up the nation. You bringing in the Lord's army. You bringing in more princesses. You understand what I'm saying? It's a glorious thing to build the nation. You being fruitful and multiplying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, two people coming together, and it's not always the case, but that's why I said one of the reasons to celebrate. You understand? Not only that, but it's always good to see a brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give him some. You understand? I'll be happy to see my brothers, you understand, get them a rib or two or three. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm always gonna be happy for that. All right. So get what Christ you can you can kind of lead. Like, I want to pull up, read where how we know it's a wedding reception. Like, it's a
Connor won't come. This is the book of John, chapter 2, verse 1.
mm-hmm,
And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee,
mm-hmm,
and the mother of Jesus was there.
mm-hmm.
And both Yahushua was called and his disciples to the marriage.
Uh-huh.
And when they wanted wine, the mother of Yahushua said unto him, they have no wine.
So this is how we know this is like a wedding. This is a wedding reception. It's not when it says it's not. And the third day there was a marriage in the Cana of Galilee. It's not saying that everybody is huddling up around, they doing a thing. This is talking about the ceremony. You understand what I'm saying? This is like the aftermath. There was a marriage. It happened. So now they come into the marriage. It's like, okay, you come into the reception. You understand what I'm saying? And it says when they wanted wine, the mother of Christ said unto him, they have no wine. Go ahead.
Connor one con. Yahushua said unto her, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come.
You understand? He like, what that got to do with me, man? You know what I'm saying? He like, you what, okay, ain't no wine. So what? You know what I mean? Like, why you telling me? What does that have to do with me? Look, Christ was a cutthroat. This is mama. For everybody that think Christ wasn't no cutthroat, you know what I'm saying? He, like, the scripture describe him as austere, right? Now, and then this is another thing for those, that try to, in the Christian church, how they say, when they say honor thy mother and thy father, it's supposed to be all about, you gotta talk to them in such a, okay, let me put it this way. It's nothing, you do respect you respect your parents, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a parent, I won't be disrespected. But it's a difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? She coming to him telling him, I ain't no wine. But everybody that has a visual, like, Christianity paints Christ in a way where he's soft spoken and he's weak. But the way he responded to her, like, woman, you know what I mean? Like, woman, what have I to do with thee? You know what I mean? Like Christ wasn't no weak man. Christ was stiff, man. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 5. His mother said unto the servants, whatsoever he said unto you, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And there was set there 6 water pots of stone,
Mm-hmm.
after the manner of the purifying of the Jews,
Mm-hmm.
containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Yahushua said unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim.
Right.
Verse 8. And he said unto them, draw out now, and bear it unto the governor of the feast. And they bear it. Verse 9. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom.
You understand? So this was Christ's first miracle, turning water into wine. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't, you know, it's like a lot of people don't understand. Why would they think about it? This is how we know it's a reception, it's a party, everybody's, having fun. They wanted to drink. It's no different from nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like having a drink is not against our culture, right? So I just wanted to bring that up about wedding ceremonies. It's not against our culture to have a ceremony after someone's to get married. It's no different from when Mary and Joseph they was get espoused. They was actually getting ready for, you know what I'm saying, what was supposed to be a ceremony of them coming together, and then after what they come together, they supposed to present themselves to the people. Remember, also in our culture, if you sleep with the woman that's not betrothed and a virgin, well, guess what? Are you supposed to show? What else you supposed to show? What's another part of our culture where you're supposed to show that this woman, like for proof of the brother that got this woman that paid a dowry for this woman? Go ahead.
There's a bloody rag.
You understand? The sheets, them bed sheets should have been be some blood on it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to show like, hey, all right, yeah, you know what I'm saying. If it ain't no blood, something wrong. I paid this dowry. You know what I mean? Like this woman has been with a couple men. There's something going on. Now granted, of course, not every woman situation is the same. You know what I'm saying? Not every sister, you know, we understand. Like, but that's just tradition and culture, whatever. All right, so that answer your question about wedding reception.
Con.
Yeah, so we definitely can. You definitely can have a wedding reception. All right, so now I want to go into like the origin of diamond rings, cause see a lot of people want to use a ring, and like women have that, you know that stigma. Okay, if you like it, put a ring on it. That's like that Beyonce thing. If you like it, put a ring on it. Well, ring, a diamond doesn't hold the value that it think it does. Diamonds have been um exponentially, what's the word I want to use? They've been. I'm trying to figure out the proper word for when you have a lot of something and you just dish out a little bit at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? You're like yeah, it's like some a lot of diamonds. You understand what I'm saying? And like the mind, like diamonds are not as rare as you think. The reason why we think they're rare is because the way that they're distributed. You know what I'm saying? They're distributed in such a small quantity at a time. So that's what kind of keeps the. It's no different from. It's like kind of like America saying they in the Federal Reserve they got such and such amount of gold, and they print a paper money with a dollar amount on it saying this is we have enough this paper money that backs we have enough gold to back this paper money. But we already know that that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? America is in debt like so much. That's why these other countries don't even want to deal with America. You understand? That's why these other countries don't even want to. That's how Gaddafi got killed. That's how all some of these other so-called leaders of these countries and stuff like that. These uh uh what they call them rabbis or what I don't know what the hell they call them. They're leaders. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got killed off by America because like Gaddafi, he didn't want to trade in the U.S. dollar anymore. He wanted to start using the gold dinar. And guess what? America said, no, you're gonna use this dollar. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna take this L, basically. And he wasn't with it, and they killed him. All right. So let me see. Get get that article that I gave you. I'm gonna pull that up. All right, make sure you state the source.
Connor Wakan. This is the origin of diamond engagement rings by the source of Wikipedia,
Mm-hmm.
20th century. In the United States, the popularity of diamond engagement rings declined after World War One,
Mm-hmm.
even more so after the onset of the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
In 1938, the diamond cartel De Beers began a marketing campaign that would have a major impact on engagement rings.
Mm-hmm.
During the Depression of the 1930s, the price of diamonds collapsed.
Right. So we talking in the 1930s. This was just not too long ago. In the 1930s, the price of diamonds collapsed. If they had a lot of value, why would the price of diamonds collapse? You understand what I'm saying? Nothing holds value. Nothing holds value like gold. Gold is a real thing. Diamonds aren't. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Connor Wakan. At the same time, market research indicated that young Salakia. Market research indicated that engagement rings were going out of style with the younger generation.
So now the younger generation coming along, they like, man, shoot, I don't need no ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to hit that, and you know what I'm saying? We married. Like, give me a certificate. I ain't too many. Keep in mind, this is in the 20th century. We talking about this is 1930. This ain't like this was, in the 1700s, 1600s. This was just what we in 2020. We talking about maybe 100 years ago, a little bit.
Before World War II, only 10% of American engagement rings contained a diamond.
You see what I'm saying? So before World War II, only 10% of American engagement rings even had a diamond in it. You know what I'm saying? It used to just be a ring, hey, it's an engagement ring, you just put a ring on a finger and that's it. It's just a show. It was like a sign of, hey, you mine, I'm yours, we together. This whole I need a diamond ring and it needs to be a big diamond. That didn't come until later on, like, and it's a real that. It's no, it's always a marketing scheme behind everything. America is the biggest scammers on the planet, like marketing scam. Like you're gonna be sucked into this consumer base of being uh what's the word being persuaded to buy things and spend money on things that you would probably normally wouldn't necessarily do. You understand what I'm saying? That's what America's about. They perpetuate this whole American lifestyle, right? You know what I mean? Oh, it's about the great American lifestyle. Do this, live YOLO. You understand what I'm saying? You only live once and live life to the fullest. And but hey, you spending all your money going to traveling across the world for no reason. It ain't like you doing no work. It ain't like you traveling to put in no work. You just traveling just to travel, spending all your money, and now you broke. You was living the American dream. That's what it's called. You trying to live the American dream, travel here, travel there, but in reality, you get becoming broke. You know what I'm saying? You getting cruise after cruise, after plane flight after plane flight, and now you ain't got no more money. That's what America wants you to do. These companies, these airplane big companies like Spirit and American Airlines and Delta, they want you to spend money on these flights. Now, if it's for a purpose, that's different. But guess what? For a purpose, you're not going to just go be spending money like that. You're going to do it when you need to. You're going to be smart. You understand what I'm saying? Well,
Connor Wakan. While the first phase of the marketing campaign consisted of market research, the advertising phase began in 1939.
so first, the first phase was like, okay, how we going to get them? We need to get rid of them. They're not selling. So what are we going to do? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Connor Wakan. One of the first elements of this campaign was to educate the public about the four C's: cut, carats, color, and clarity.
So now, okay, that's what you get. You got these rappers and stuff that be getting these grills and stuff. Oh man, I got the Princess cut. Or I got the VVS's. Or I got the, like I just seen uh I don't know, it was a video with Quavo from Migos where he got some emerald cuts. He got the first grill from Johnny's with emerald cuts in it. You understand what I'm saying? But it's supposed to mean something. You know what I mean? What like now guess what? A lot of people finna go get them emerald cuts. You know what I mean? It looked nice, but is it really valuable? Like, is it really that valuable? You paying $250,000 for a grill. You understand what I'm saying? Just because of the different cuts. Go ahead.
Connor Wakan. In 1947, the slogan A Diamond is Forever was introduced.
Say when what was that introduced?
1947.
So in 1947, while you was, you know what I'm saying, barely able to walk around without being lynched. You know what I'm saying? You was still getting lynched at this time. Diamond is forever. This is when that slogan came out. Diamond is forever. And guess what? That slogan started popping up on the TVs. You know what I'm saying? I think back then it was still like black and white. You know what I'm saying? The TV screen, Diamond is forever. Then they had the little fake little sparkle with it. You know what I mean? Like make people, it captivates you. And if you see something all the time, you're gonna believe it. A diamond is forever. A diamond is forever. Every slogan, every billboard, a diamond is forever. A diamond. It's gonna make you start thinking, I want a diamond. A diamond is forever. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Shai. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Give me no man can serve two masters. You gotta understand something. Like what the brother said was real heavy because for those of y'all online, if I don't know if you can hear him now because he don't have a microphone, but what he said was, by women following after this American dream, American lifestyle, this um European uh Europeanized culture, um they the closer that they draw to this Americanized culture, the further they become of the culture that the Lord wants us to follow, Israelite culture. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's why this scripture right here is heavy. Read what you got.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters.
Know what?
No man can serve two masters.
We can't follow American culture and try to follow the American dream and still serve the Lord. You can't do both. It's either one or the other. The more you follow the American dream, the more you're going to be sucked into this culture that has nothing to do with you're going to start serving other gods that this culture perpetuates. You're not going to serve your God. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's the Bible said this ain't what Habana saying. The Bible says no man can serve two masters. Go ahead.
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
So if you can't serve America and the Lord, because you're gonna hate one and love the other. If you love money, you love that American dream, you love them diamonds. Now I'm not, no, don't let me not get too ahead of myself because I love diamonds too. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't sacrifice my God for a diamond. I'm not putting away serving my God for a diamond. If it come down to the two, forget the diamonds, forget the gold, forget all of that. Now it is our culture to love to shine. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. We do love royalty. We do love. We are a royal people. We are a rich people. You know what I mean? Like our culture, we had many kings, riches, and you understand what I'm saying? We supposed to have all these things, and we will in the kingdom. But right now, we're not in our, you know what I mean? We're not in our kingdom. Right now, we're in the white man kingdom. So guess what? We gotta get by. Now, it's nothing wrong with getting you a grill. There's nothing wrong with getting you some slangers. There ain't nothing wrong with buying you a bracelet or a watch, ice style watch. But guess what? You see, we have jewelry all the time. But guess what? We serve the Most High. We look good. We like to, you know what I'm saying? We like to look good. Christ had a golden girdle. You understand what I'm saying? He was flashy. But guess what? He's Christ. He did what the Lord wanted him to do. You understand? He followed orders from the Most High. So there's a difference. Now, if you sucked in American culture, guess what? You're not going to be serving the Lord. You're going to be eating pork. You're going to be, you know what I'm saying, in the club smoking. You're going to have your chain on. It's all about being flashy. You're going to be out here messing with whores. You're gonna be a whoremonger. You understand what I'm saying? Women, you want to look good, have your diamond bracelets on, your little just being sucked into American culture is gonna cause you to stray away from the Most High. This is what the Bible say. Keep reading.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
You understand? You're gonna hold on to the riches. What happened with the rich man when he came to Christ? Let me get the trooper.
So like he served our May. Christ told him to sell all his possessions and give it away to the homeless and follow him.
And what happened?
And He walked off.
You know what I'm saying? You get the point. He was like, man, like that was heavy. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I can't do that. And Christ said, what? What did Christ say? Go ahead.
He said it would be easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to inherit the kingdom of God.
And guess what? And read what you got again, Ron. Read that part you just said.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
That's why the rich man held on to his riches. So guess what? That means he what? He hates the Most High. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He despised Christ, and he hate the Most High. So these scriptures ain't just here for no reason. Like these scriptures are spot on. You understand what I'm saying? It tell you exactly the spirit behind everything. Christ do things for a reason too. Christ came in. He followed the law, but Christ also brought a different dynamic. Christ got us to understand the spirit behind the law. You know what I mean? Not just the bare minimum law itself. He got us to understand the spirit behind it. That's why Christ, he used that rich man as an example. Christ was a bad man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's no different from nowadays when I see some of the men above me, how they cut Christians and they set them up. They set them up for the okie doke. You understand what I'm saying? They set them up to make them think that they going somewhere with it and they doing good, and next thing you know, they walking through a trap door. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's just like the coyote, the road runner, and the coyote. You know what I'm saying? It's like the road runner, the coyote think he got him. He like, man, I'm there. And the coyote it's somehow a trap come or a weight just fall out the sky. And boom, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a trap. He's setting him up. Well, Christ set up that rich man. Christ set him up. Did y'all not hear what the brother just said about it? That's how amazing Christ was. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how you see that same spirit on the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. I just sit back and watch, you know what I'm saying? Like the men above me in Houston, you know, I just see how they set them up. And then it's like, boom, you know what I mean? He's like, dang, how you do them like that? That's what Christ did to that rich man. He said, okay, you know what I'm saying? No sweat. You say what I'm out here teaching is the real deal. You see me performing miracles. Well, how about this? You take everything you got, you understand what I'm saying? Sell it off and go give it to the poor and just follow me. Right? Rich man was like, hey man, ooh, I done had all this from birth. I've been living lavish, the American dream. I've been, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why it's important to separate yourself from Americanized culture. If you can separate yourself spiritually, this is not about a physical thing. That's why when we say separate from the white man is the devil. We're not saying this has to be a physical thing. Why are we not saying this has to be a physical thing per se? Because what? Yeah, see how I messed y'all head up with that one. Y'all like, man, I don't know what is this a setup. You want to try to give it you want to try to give it a shot? Go ahead.
So, I can, sir, if I may, is it because you should fear not what can kill the body, but
No. You going too deep. See, now you overthinking it. So I'm gonna give it to y'all for time's sake because we started a little late today. It's not a physical thing because we are in their kingdom. We can't avoid them in their kingdom. Guess what? You go to slavery. Are you just gonna sit here and just if your boss a white man? Are you gonna just say I'm not gonna talk to him today? I'm just not gonna talk to my boss. No job, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to report to your boss. So guess what? You're gonna. When I say separate from them, I don't mean don't talk to them. Don't. You can even do business with them. Now you don't have to do business with them in the sense of how you would deal with your brother. You know, I'll give you an example. We don't eat unlawful foods. There's nothing wrong with selling unlawful stuff to them or like giving them or the worst of the worst. Like, for example, if you want to give them, okay, an animal, since this is the law class, an animal that die of itself. Are you supposed to eat that? Nah, right? But I could make a little money off this. So who could you sell it to? Could you sell it to your brother? No, because we can't eat that. But who you can sell it to? You understand what I'm saying? So it's nothing, and that's not unlawful to deal in that way with them. Give it to them. I don't care if it's half dead, rotten. I don't care if it got cancer coming out of it. Give it to them. Make that money. They're gonna buy it, sell it. You got something? Go ahead.
like when my family had came out to visit me, and they not in the truth,
Mhm.
but they had brought like a supreme pizza through the door to the
Mm.
crib. So I was like, they tried to
Right.
throw it in the freezer or something. So I was like,
Good night.
so I went, took it to this one Edomite neighbor I had down the hall. So I was just like, I just kind of bestowed it on them, and they was, they been trying to like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, they done been loving
Right.
trying to chop it up. I'm like, it's just,
Right, right.
I
Oh
just
man,
wanted to
they
hit
think
y'all.
the world of you now.
Yeah,
Like,
I just
wow, I
wanted
have
to
a
hit them
black
with,
friend now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just kind of was like, this is so, we good over here. So I figured y'all,
Right.
I seen y'all had pizza come in one day from the
Right. You
Domino's.
just check it. Hey,
So I
you want
just
this?
seen if y'all wanted it,
Right, right.
y'all ain't gotta chop it up. Or even she was like, where you stay at again? So I was like, I'm just down the way
Right,
a
right.
little bit, you know. But
Right. You don't want to put them in your business. You
yeah,
understand what
but
I'm saying? Ain't no telling what's going on. The laws and everything will be knocking on your door.
all, and then I had, so I had to
Right.
go down a little further, like
Hmm.
you said. So I just wanted to, that just registered in my mind when
Right,
you
right.
said that. So
Most time Christ. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, I'm telling you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with, and you know what that also does is you never know. That opens up the door for you to get some maybe one day you might get a boot kiss and some tribute for you know what I'm saying, for Commander Jenny Yohanna. Ain't nothing wrong. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. What I learned from the men above me is you strike while the iron is hot and you capitalize. This is a capitalist, this is all about war. Like life is about war. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing else, right? It's all about capitalizing. That's what they do to us. That's what that's what they do, period. They capitalize on situations. What did Bush do when he found out it was a gold mine of oil in Iraq? War with Iraq. You understand what I'm saying? Guess what? I'm pretty sure some stuff over there in Iran the Trump administration see that they can go over there and you know what I mean, they've been over there really for the longest. I don't necessarily think that they really did damage like Iraq, but it's coming. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna find some more precious resources and stuff over there, and guess what? They're gonna drain them dry. They're gonna strike while the iron is hot. They're gonna capitalize. This is all about a capitalist society that we live in. So guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with you capitalizing either. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a piece. You did not do anything unlawful by taking that pizza down there and giving it to them Edomites. Because guess what? Remember that. You and also it also shows that you're not like them. It shows that that's why we should be in rulership and they shouldn't. It shows that Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans have compassion and should be rulers on this earth. And they have no compassion. And they you know what, they probably called you. I wouldn't be surprised if they called you a nigger before in their house. Them niggers live right down the street. Or these, they calling our Hispanic, but them beaners or whatever they try to call them, wetbacks or whatever. I'm pretty sure that they've said some racist remarks. You understand what I'm saying? But when you did that, it was like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like wow, the nigger actually came through with a pizza. You know what I mean? Now they like, maybe they feeling bad. Like, maybe not really. You know what I mean? But maybe they're kind of like, okay, well, he's a good nigger. You know what I mean? And that shows it's okay because that shows that you are different from them because you are. You know what I'm saying? Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are the greatest people to walk this earth, man. Ain't no other race out there that's better than us. Period. They can't whoop us. They can't beat us in sports. They can't. What can they do with us? They can't do nothing with us. It's just like you. They're the bullies because they're the ones used to getting picked on. Us, we don't have to be bullies because you ever seen a person that has a certain set of skills when fighting? Do they go around picking on people and like looking for a fight? They be the most calmest, most what I'm saying, civilized person in the situation. Like, okay, I understand. It's cool, no problem. My bad. I'm sorry. It's fine. And the other person keep pressing. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, I thought. And then they come up to them or do something, and next thing you know, bones breaking, and you know what I'm saying, getting choked out. Like that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? They can't whoop us. We know that. So we ain't gonna be no bullies. It's okay, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Now we ain't gonna lay down either. Now we in the truth. We understand, like, listen, hey, y'all been oppressing us for 400 plus years. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna deal with you. Thou shalt not abhor the Edomite. I'm gonna deal with you smart. You understand what I'm saying? But don't think we Christian. Don't think that for one little, you know what I mean? But we're gonna handle things be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. What you did in that situation, not to harp on it too long, that was a good situation, and that exactly what we talking about in this instance. That I have you, that I had one of y'all holding something for me, or was still reading on something. Okay, was that we done with that one? All right, yeah. So and one will take hold to the other. That was the end of that. All right, yeah. Read that part.
No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other,
Mm-hmm.
or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Mm-hmm.
Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
You can't do both. You can't serve the Most High and man. You can't do both. You can't, have your cake and eat it too when it comes to these scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? We love to have our cake and eat it too. And it ain't no different with these engagement rings and these sisters wanting to put a ring on it. If you like it, put a ring on it. No, I just like it. What happened to me just liking it? Why I gotta put a ring on it? Can I just like it? You know what I mean? Dang, like what did this whole ring thing come about? And that's what we're reading right now. So let's go back to the article and pick up where you left off at. I believe it was the marketing campaign where it said the four cuts and the diamond is forever. That's what we was.
Yeah, kind of. You want to
Uh-huh.
read that again?
Yeah.
In 1947, the slogan "A diamond is forever" was introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, the De Beers campaign sought to persuade the consumer that an engagement ring is indispensable
Mm-hmm.
and that a diamond is the only acceptable stone for an engagement ring.
All right. So now we understand that this whole engagement ring and diamond thing, it was all a marketing strategy. You understand? Give me Baruch 4 and 1. It was all a marketing strategy to get in your head. Like I say, if you see a diamond is forever plastered everywhere, in your mind, you're gonna start thinking a diamond is forever. I mean, because they are beautiful. They do shine. You know what I mean? They do twinkle and make They can blind you. You know what I mean? They do look good. Well, guess what? So since they look so good, it's so easy to market them. They kind of sell themselves, but once you put it to a point where you make them very hard to get, and then you put these marketing strategies out there and stuff like that. I remember when I was young, I remember always seeing these commercials. It's like every time I turn around now, every, every once in a while now, I see a commercial. What's that? Is it K's Jewelry? Every kiss. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. I get to trying to sound like every kiss begins with K. Like, and it just sticks to you. Am I lying? Like you can't like it registers in your head, and then in your mind you're like, okay, like you, you know what I'm saying? It is just stuck to you, and then it makes you think like, where did I learn this from? Like I ain't seen the commercial in a long time, but I remember like K. Every kiss begins with K. K's Jewelers ring. You know what I mean? Diamonds. Like you understand? So that's what these marketing strategies are for. It's to get in your head and make you come up out that money. You know what I'm saying? And then nowadays it's not. They don't have to really advertise it too much because nowadays women is demanding it. I need a ring. You got to give me at least a. You know what I mean? I need to give me a carrot or something. I need the whole thing. You know, I want to see it. I want to just be out there with it. No, man, that's not our culture. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting jewelry or getting a gift for your woman. There's nothing wrong with getting a necklace or some jewelry or something like that. Just like vice versa, there's nothing wrong with her treating her man. But going to go and get believing that a ring it signifies marriage. Okay, because if that's the case, if a diamond is forever, why the marriage don't last forever? You give him a ring. Why come all of a sudden now she next thing you know she pawning the ring, you know what I'm saying, selling, trying to get it appraised. Like the marriage is done. She just running through niggas and running through rings. Like she just now she on a mission. She just like shit. I need to get about 10 niggas. That's 10 rings, and each a carrot a piece. You know what I'm saying? Like I can get rich. Like that's a whole scheme. Like that's what it's become, man. If this was what we have like dumbed ourselves down to, is this what like come on, like this is what we are now? Whatever happened to getting with somebody because you understand what I'm saying? This person made you happy and loving this person and being with this person forever. A diamond isn't forever. You understand what I'm saying? But what is forever? Get that Baruch from me, Baruch 4 and 1.
Kind of one kind. This is Baruch out of the Apocrypha, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
This is the book of the commandments of God. Go ahead.
And the law that endureth forever.
Say that again.
And the law that endureth forever.
See, a diamond isn't forever, but this law, what is it again?
This is the book of the commandments. Oh, it's forever.
Right. So just read that part again. The law that endureth forever.
The law that endureth forever.
So a diamond is not forever, but
the law that endureth forever.
You understand the point? The law endureth forever. So forget a diamond. It's about what the Lord, law, statutes, commandments say. It's about what the Lord wants, not what we want. And this diamond can be, we can use this diamond as a significance to describe really everything. Like a diamond isn't forever. Our feelings, our emotions isn't forever. You understand? Problems and trials and tribulations isn't forever. But what is forever? Read it again.
The law that endureth forever.
The law endureth forever. So if you got the law, well, guess what? You can get over the things that are temporary. If you got the law, you understand? Why do you think there's laws in the Bible that says, you know, men love your wives, be not bitter against them. Women love your husbands, and it says don't do him any evil, do him good for the rest of his days. Why do it say these things? Because the Lord doesn't deal with emotions. The Lord doesn't deal with feelings. The Lord doesn't deal with American culture. The Lord don't care about none of that. The Lord says, get over it. What's the scripture in Isaiah 58:1 say? The Bible doesn't deal with that. So a woman feeling like, oh, I need a ring, or I need this to make me happy, or I need whatever she needs. Is it what the law says? Is it now? If it ain't unlawful, okay. If the brother can do whatever to make you happy, if it ain't unlawful, cool. But just know that the Lord don't deal with feelings. You understand? Which brings me to my point about the multiple wives. So now give me what's going on, brother? So this brings me to cause for time's sake, I can't get everything I wanted. Um, so let's talk about give me Romans 4:15.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
Say that again.
Because the law worketh wrath,
Mm-hmm.
for where no law is, there is no transgression.
So if there is no law against it, there is no sin for doing it. You understand? Why? What is sin? Go ahead.
The transgression of the law.
Right. So if there's no law there, how can you transgress the law? Then you can't sin, because sin is the transgression of the law. Everybody clear on that? Did I lose anybody? You good on that? Go ahead.
In that Baruch 4:1, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What, like if I can't, let me bring it back up, sir.
Go ahead, no sweat.
So when it says they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Mm-hmm.
What is the death and what is the life? I was just trying to get a little clarification. Like, is it literal, like they gonna die? Because I mean, what's the precept on that? Keeping okay. What is okay? The Lord will kill you for breaking these commandments. Don't get it twisted. You understand what I'm saying? That is a literal thing. The Lord will kill you, but it's more so. Okay, what happened in the beginning? What did the Lord do to Adam? cast them out.
No,
Or
when he got the truth.
when he gave him the breath of life.
You understand?
Come.
The breath of life is the truth.
Yeah.
Keeping these commandments is life. You choosing to live or you choose to die. Following the Lord's law, statute, commandments is choosing to live. And in order to, what do we say when it comes down to the old man? What do you have to do to the old man in order to become new?
You have to kill the old man.
You understand?
Come.
So following the law, statutes, and commandments, that gives you life. that gives you an opportunity to, inherit the first fruits of the kingdom, make your election sure. All of the well, you have to. It's more than just keeping the law. That's the base bare minimum, but you get the point, right? But if you're not following the law, guess what? What happened this whole New Year's and Christmas, so-called New Christmas and New Year's? What was happening to people? It was nothing but death, dying, killing, murdering. You know what I mean? That's the Lord doing that. They wanted to celebrate Christmas. They wanted to put the tree up and give presents to Nimrod. And guess what? They paid a price for it. They died for it. They wanted to go out shooting the air and celebrate Janus. Guess what? They died for it. The Lord killed them. Give me see now that I am he. Give me that. So when it says all they that keep it shall come to life, that's the breath of life. You're coming to life now. Now you're living. You understand what I'm saying? But such as leave it shall die. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be dead to the world. You're gonna be out here doing all type of manner of wickedness. You might even go, you know what I mean? Like you might get psycho and start talking to yourself and doing some other crazy stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like the scriptures is very, very now it's metaphorical, but a lot of things are literal too. You understand what I'm saying? You can literally stop following the Lord, and guess what? Your punishment can come expediently. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes your punishment don't come right away. Sometimes your punishment make you. Sometimes you'll lead the truth or something, and you'll feel like, oh shoot, everything ain't too bad. I'm all right. I ain't died yet. I'm good. You know what I mean? And you living life, and then you getting acquiring all these good things. You got a good job, getting money in, and all of that. Next thing you know, the Lord started. Then that punishment started coming. Dang. Then it's gonna hit you like, oh damn. Now, man, I remember I done left the truth, man. You know what I mean? Like now you start feeling it, and the Lord can take state, living good and being rich to very low. You could be next thing you know, we see you on the corner somewhere, passing under the underpass. You be one of them homeless people walking up trying to go through the clothes bin, and we'll look at you like, "Hey, man, you was what the hell? I remember you, man. What you doing, man? You see what I'm saying? That's what the Lord can do to you, and you can literally die. Give me that scripture. You got that? Well,
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39.
mm-hmm,
See now that I, even I, am he,
mm-hmm.